Hey there, welcome to a brand new episode of Muzikxpress. My name is Twan, and in this week's vlog you will see my interview with Misja Helsloot, where we talk about his classic First Second, plus we discuss his brand new artist album as well. Enjoy! Misja Helsloot was born in Rotterdam, the Netherlands in January 1973. From an early age he already started to listen to house music, and later he also did learn how to mix, which resulted in him doing his first DJ gigs. In the year 1998, Misha was asked by Black Hole Recordings to mix the very first edition of the now legendary Trance We Trust mix compilations. And now, more than 20 years later, Misha is still a key player in today's trance scene. He's releasing new tracks on a regular basis, plus later this year we can expect his second artist album, which is called WhatTheHelsloot. For this week's vlog I sat down with Misha in his studio to talk with him about First Second, which was his very first release under his own name, Misja Helsloot. Plus of course you will hear more about his new artist album as well. My first question to Misha was how old he was when he started to listen to dance music.
I think that was really young. I started to work in some kind of nightclub where Lemonade used to play, but he still played like funky stuff. And there we introduced a little bit house afterwards, and then it was in the time of T99. So I think I was 19, there it became a little bit more dance oriented. Yeah.
So do you remember some of the bands or the artists that you really liked a lot back then?
Artist was still a little bit more rock. Bruce Springsteen was one of my favorites, Queen, U2. And later the real dance is not really something particular, it was just the dance music I liked, and then it was still house, not trance, not techno. It was one scene. So yeah.
So when did you discover trance music?
Poof. I probably can get that back, but it was the first time I saw Paul van Dyk. So that was when he released his first album. That was 45 rounds per minute, I think, with his hit For an Angel, and it was in the somewhere in Amsterdam. It doesn't exist anymore, a small club, and he was playing there together with Sven Väth and Carl Cox. So it's a pretty strange lineup. And then I started to talk with him in Dutch because I thought he was Dutch. It was a big fail. But that was the first time I really found out about trance music, so then I started to listen to it more. Yeah.
And when did you start with DJing?
Yeah, that's approximately the same time when I was still going to school, and there was a record store on my way back home. It was called Basic Beat. No, it was Tinseltown. First was Tinseltown in Rotterdam, and then later it started. It became Basic Beat, and somebody called Thijs Verwest was working there, and we had like a connection music wise, and then he started to well, not really push me, but he started to learn a little bit how to play and stuff, and yeah, that's when it all started. I think 95. Okay. Yeah.
So in 1998 you mixed the very first edition of the legendary Trance We Trust mix compilation. The Trance We Trust series are actually the first commercial trance compilation series. So how did you manage to get selected to mix this one?
Just being polite to Thijs and Arnie. No, it's just, I don't know, it was like, we met a lot, we talked a lot, we had the same taste of music. Maybe it helped because I built the first website for Black Hole, maybe that helped as well. And yeah, they were looking for somebody who wanted to do that mix, and I gave a lot of cassette tapes. Probably people don't know what it is, but cassette tapes to Thijs and Arnie, and they kind of liked it. So yeah, I guess I was lucky. Yeah.
So let's talk about First Second, the first track you released under your full name Misja Helsloot. The track was the first release on your own label First Second Records back in 2002. Is there anything you remember from the production process of the track?
It was really chaotic. Yeah, I made it together with guys from Sweden, Inkfish, Johan and Andreas and Jesper, and we had like a connection because one of the guys was living in Oslo, where I already played a lot because of Trance We Trust, and they invited me to their studio because at that time I did not have my own studio yet, but just I made stuff with Fast Tracker. That's really, really old. I had some ideas, and they invited me to stay at their place, and we had two tracks at that time. That was the first track and the second track, and just like Bohemian Rhapsody, we mixed them up because we thought they mixed up well. So that became first, second. That's both of the tracks. So that's the. But that I back then I did not have really like a way to work. I just went with their flow. We had a melody. We built everything just maybe in a week, and they learned me a lot. And from then on, I did more. But I cannot really remember a lot about the process. But it's just like it was a fun week with a lot of beers. So yeah.
So were you inspired by something or another track when you were working on first, second?
No, back then I was really listening a lot to Paul van Dyk. And it's not that you want to copy tracks, but you like some elements and you like the ideas behind tracks and the way it's built up. But no, I did not really think like I want to make something like this. Now I really have that. Now I can really think I want to make a track like this. But back then it was like I want to make music. Yeah.
So do you remember how long it took you to finish the track?
Then, well, the track took us like 5 days, but it's just like I was like a noob in the production process. But after that, it took me a lot further. But yeah, but probably also because we drank a lot of beers, so then it took a little bit longer.
So you already mentioned him, but Paul van Dyk was one of the first DJs who supported First Second.
Yeah.
Do you remember any other DJs that played the track back then?
No, I cannot remember them instantly. But Paul van Dyk was quite funny when I found out, because I had a gig in Greece and I was looking at German. It's almost the same. A German MTV. And he was playing at Mayday, and I was like, I recognize this. I don't know what it is, but I recognize it. And I found out it was First Second, which I like give him like 2 weeks before on a CD, because I met him in Holland, in Nighttown. And then I said, well, I'm always listening to your music, now you have to listen to mine. And 2 weeks later he played it. It was like, yeah, quite awesome back then. Yeah, but I can't remember any other. There should have been some, because it was it was played a lot.
So the track got remixed by people such as Ralphie B and Signum, for example. Were you responsible for picking the remixers?
Yeah, Signum I picked myself. I love those guys, especially Ron. I'm still meeting a lot. Pascal moved to Norway, so I do not really speak him often. But yeah, I picked Signum, and Ralphie B was, well, not pushed, but like promoted by my publisher back then. That was Pieter van Bodegraven. He was the same publisher from 2Piece W, I think it was called. And he pushed me like, ask Ralphie. And I think just before that or after that, he had that massive track. So then it was like a good timing that we had him, yeah.
You're still active in the music scene, and later this year your artist album WhatTheHelsloot will be out.
Yeah.
It is going to be released exactly 10 years after your first album, All Inclusive. What is the big difference with the new album compared to All Inclusive?
Well, first of all, now it's something like a compilation of the last period. So some tracks are already released, so they already had like feedback and already like had been in playlists. Yeah, and for the rest, there is not really a difference. It's not. Well, now I've been thinking more about it. Now it's like that's why I did some remixes of some tracks from the past for myself, or tracks I really liked, because I needed to have a little bit more slower tracks, because most of my tracks are like 134 or 140, and you cannot make a full album with just banging trance. Yeah, you can do that, but then your name should be Ali and Villa, and that's not me. And so that's why I decided I'm gonna do two or three completely different tracks, and that's 2 remixes I did, yeah.
Yeah, one of those remixes is a track that is the start of the album. It's a new remix of a track that we can find on the very first in Trance We Trust compilation. It's a new version of the track e-mocean. You did that track together with Tiesto, isn't it?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it together with Thijs when he was still living at his mom's place. So I've been on the bed of him. So yeah, I shared a bed with Tiesto. No, and no, it's just like for me it was the first time I was really making music. Before that, I never did it. And the tip from Arnie and Thijs was like, you should make a track, because when it's on it and it sells a lot, then at least you get some money for mixing the CD. And that was a good idea. And now I was like, I mean, Trance We Trust is 21 years ago. I was like, I want to give it a makeover, and because it was the first thing I did then, I wanted to be the first track on my new album, but then just a little bit deeper. Yeah.
There are some collabs on the album as well with people such as Woody van Eyde, Fred Baker, and also with Xiaro and Pitch. I'm very curious about the last one, since Anthony, Pitch, is blind. What can you tell us about this collab?
It was really special to be in the studio with those guys. They're both really talented. They know a lot more about music than I do. They have so much passion. They are kind of I don't know how to say. They fill each other. You know, because one can see and the other one can't. But then the hearing of Anthony, I could not hear stuff he could hear, and then you silence everything and just hear that specific sound. And then yeah, fuck, he's right. I just did not hear that, and he, in a massive sound, he could hear one note is wrong. It's not wrong, but it could be better. And then it's a melody of 16 bars, and he heard one note that could be better. And for me, it was insane, because normally I would not have spotted that and would keep it that way. But now it's even better, and that's, for me, it was like an eye-opener that, like, even if you have that kind of troubles, I mean, not seeing is trouble, and also heard he is also losing his hearing, so that's, I don't want to be in his shoes, but it's so much respect if you got that kind of troubles, but still that passion making music, you get all the respect of the world. So yeah, yeah.
So is there anything you can tell about your collab with Fred Baker?
Yeah, I wanted to do something in that old Fred Baker style, which was a lot on Black Hole released. And I just contacted him, and we never met. Yeah, a lot of WhatsApp and a lot of email, and we just send it back and forward. And yeah, I hope it's gonna give us another one, because we kind of liked it both. So yeah, it was not, for me it was kind of special, because I really played a lot of his tunes in early sets. But yeah, it was, I wish we could be together, but he lives in far deep in Belgium. So that's yeah, but it worked out pretty fine, I guess. Yeah.
So there are also some vocal tracks on the album. What can you tell us about those tracks?
The two tracks with Carina, Carrie, I just love her voice. It's just, she knows how to touch, not just with her voice, but also with the lyrics. She always writes the lyrics. I would have loved to do a third one with her on the album, but well, just did not work out well like we wanted to, especially because she's pregnant, and then singing is a lot difficult, I think. So that's and they didn't want to put any pressure. But I just love her voice, and I love the way she sings. Of course, she puts a lot of emotion in it. And Natalie, we just had contact. I just wanted to do a track with her, and it's, yeah, sometimes you just send an idea, you get something back, you like it or not. And in her case, I liked it, so I just finished it. There's not a big story about it.
So which track on the album is the most special for you?
That's a collab with the unknown guy, let's say it that way. It's a track together with Illuminate. I wanted to do a collab with a guy I did not know at that moment, but I wanted to do a collab with the guy who made my favorite track of 2018. So I started to look on the internet and I seemed to know the guy. So that was quite funny. I did not know he was making music, and we just found out that we knew each other. And we've been sending back forward. He did a lot of the main building up and everything, but the melody we fixed so good. I think every time when I hear it, when I play it, it gives me goosebumps. And I don't know why. It's just like the process was pretty funny and pretty hectic sometimes, because he's working and I'm also gonna work beside the music as well. So it, yeah, for me that's the most special one. Yeah.
What's the track called?
Above the Clouds.
And is he Dutch?
Yeah, he's Dutch. Yeah, Jan Westerman. Yeah.
So how long did it take you to finish the album?
Yeah, well, some tracks are. The oldest track is already a year. So yeah, I don't have a clue. No, it's sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not, and sometimes I'm together with other people, because a lot of tracks are made together with other people. I don't have a clue. No, I should have a stopwatch and didn't have that.
So when will the album be out?
The physical mixed CD will be out on the 8th of November, and the digital version will be out through Black Hole, I believe the Friday after, so that's 15. And before that there will be album samplers with the tracks which are not released yet. But every month, the last half year was a track already released, so some of them can already be heard. Yeah.
So yeah, you already mentioned November 8th. On that day you will do a 7-hour open to close set in The Hague. Will you play tracks from the album there as well, or will it just be classics?
No, it's everything. Yeah, I did it last year as well, also in Paard The Hague. It will be a combination of classics, new tracks, but also I'm gonna start really slow, because, well, like on an album you cannot do all night 138. It's not possible. Well, for me it's not possible. I like to take the people on a journey. I want to tell a story. No, it's like I want the people to be entertained, and I like it to start it like somewhere around 138. 128. I start at 128, and I'll go up until 40. But it's going to be like this. So, and it's not that I do an album part or a classic part. It will be all everywhere. Yeah.
So you're going to mix with vinyl as well?
I was thinking about that, but the problem is when you're mixing vinyl into new tracks, it sounds horrible. Then you really have to do like a vinyl part, maybe on the end or whatever. But I have to be honest, when I do it at the end, it's not gonna work, because playing with vinyl is working really hard. And I love to work hard, but not after 6 hours already playing. And no, and it's a big difference. The difference is too big between vinyl and MP3, wave or CD. Yeah.
So are you also going to do an album tour?
Yeah, working on that. Already have some dates in options. Also like some closing event, probably here in Delft. But it's not 100% confirmed, so I cannot tell you about that. But it's going to be, if it's going through, I will do the same as I did 2 years ago in Amsterdam. Then I'll play all day myself, because it probably is going to be from 12 to 12. So starting 12 o'clock afternoon, finishing 12 o'clock at night. But I'll play back-to-back sets with friends, new DJs, and maybe some international artists. But it's like in the pen.
So there will be room for toilet breaks then?
Yeah, that's what I need them for. Yeah.
So during the years you did play at many events, from Trance Energy to Luminosity and from A State of Trance to Dance Valley. If you have to pick just one, what would be your favorite gig ever and why?
Trance Energy by far. Well, not by far, but Luminosity is always good. Assault was also really good, but Trance Energy was for me like the moment where people started to know me. And back then you still had like 2-hour sets, which I think is needed for trance, but that's my opinion. Shoot me when I'm wrong. And I opened from 10 to 12, and the main was full. You know, yeah, just the smile on my face says enough. I think I still, when I think about that set, and even when people remind me about that set, I always get a smile on my face because it's massive. Yeah.
So, what is the craziest or funniest thing that ever happened at a gig? that you can actually tell?
Yeah, I understand. Well, last year was actually kind of funny when I played my solo in The Hague. When you're standing for like 7 to 8 hours, you need to drink enough, but not too much, because otherwise you have to go to the toilet. I love to drink some beers, but not too much, because otherwise you get too drunk. So I had to be like in some kind of level, but obviously I drank not enough. So cramps started to get in, and cramps in my fingers. So when I touched a knob, like my fingers were like itching, and for one moment I got like cramps in my in my kuiten. I don't know the word, my legs. And a girlfriend who used to work as a sports trainer, she dived into the DJ booth, and below the decks she started to massage my legs, and I was still mixing and stuff, and she was just sitting there. I think it looked pretty funny from the side, because there's a woman like doing my legs, and it was like, I can say she was doing my legs, maybe. No, but that was quite funny. Yeah.
You should put it on your rider for all your gigs.
Yeah, that one I want to masseuse. Yeah. No happy end.
So you recently became A&R manager at Grotesque Music.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, not really much yet. I'm doing it together with Daniel Van Rooij and Artinto Divini, and of course the head of Grotesque, Patrick. And we just started to take the flow. The first releases will be mine, will be album samplers from my artist album, and we just started collecting, and we're just going further where the rest ended. And yeah, that's more I can say. We'll stay in the same kind of flow of uplifting, and probably do a little bit deeper label as well. But first we have to get everything going, and we see where it gets then. Yeah.
So what else can we expect from you in the near future?
Yeah, a lot. I work on the album tour, but normally I just go with the flow. I see what gets me where. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have really plans, but it's not that I'm not thinking. Probably maybe tonight after dinner I got like, wow, I'm gonna do that, and then it's a plan, and maybe 1 week later it's a world tour. Well, not like that, but yeah, that's how I work. I'm like a little bit a day, so it's like I run around everywhere.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah, maybe I would be president of the United States. You never know. I need to do something with my hair, but yeah.
And the last question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the album release.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Alright, that was it, this week's vlog, my interview with Misja Helsloot. Misha, thank you very much for your time, much appreciated. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, make sure to give this video a like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and make sure to subscribe. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye.